My channel filled with all the things. I'm Dutchy. It's Wednesday, Wacky Wednesday, so why not do this puzzle that's been long overdue? Don't ask a couple people about how they feel about why I'm delayed because they'll let you know. Anyways, gonna finally do it. I was like, you know what? I'm gonna do the puzzle today. Let's get the puzzle done. I'm hoping all the pieces are there. The other ones that I got though, that were already opened, there were a couple that weren't. Like Care Bear wasn't. This one was, so I did have to roll the dice on all those butterflies. I think it was the butterfly in the castle one too. This one has some hand tape on it, or some scotch tape on it. So I know it's been opened, and it doesn't sound like a bag is in there, but check this guy out. I'm gonna get it done. I do actively have to use my desk a lot, so I want to try to get it done in a good amount of time. Then I won't put pressure on it. Hang out with me, vibe with me, chat with me, be a good human always. And you need to be an adult. Duh, come on now. But let's get this party started. I'll be like in and out of the chat because I'm obviously gonna be like trying to puzzle. I mute and then do music if the chat isn't going in there. But let me set up. Let's see if it's gonna restart. Let me set this up. 1 second. Oh, okay. So they're working on that. Okay. Alright. Well, Zam. Okay. I was like tilting this. Am I cool? What up, Ram? What art? What are you talking about? I'm about to do a puzzle, Ram. And this is a flea market thrifted puzzle that was definitely already open. So I'm always rolling the dice when I'm doing this, but all the positive vibes that the pieces will all be there. So I'm gonna put the take off this scotch tape. I did get another puzzle. I got 2 other puzzles like a couple months ago. And 2 other puzzles, yeah. Like a dog puzzle, which was really cool, and then a Tree of Life puzzle. I love Tree of Life. My earrings are actually Tree of Life. Get my stuff. A cartoon of me and the dogs, like, oh, like what they do at like the boardwalk where they make people look so funny. Some people get like really offended. I remember when I was a teenager, and my like close friend at the time, we hung out like every weekend. And hold on. Her mom was like doing like this fair thing, and they invited us to go. Her mom invited me to go with them or whatever, and I was like, sure. So we went around like a park, and they had like different events going on, but there was a person drawing people, like the cartoon versions of you. And me and her were talking about MySpace, and she wasn't allowed to be on MySpace. So we were like talking about it with her mom, like not there. And I I thought it was funny because the person's drawing us, right? And I don't know if I still have that portrait somewhere. I had it for a very long time. Maybe, but she's drawing us and it turns out she's like listening to us and she put like, oh my god, did you respond to my like MySpace message? It's been like 5 minutes or something along the lines of that. And then but it looked just like us, like it really did. It was actually really cute. And it looked just like us, but of course her mom wanted to see it and she was like, are you on MySpace? I was like, oh no, I was just talking about MySpace. I like take the heat, you know? Crazy. What up, grown? Yeah, people get offended, but I think it's funny. Like, I don't know. Ours, I think she wasn't trying to be like super harsh because we were like teenagers too, and we just wanted like a cool like cartoon. But some people go in and it's like, are you upset because you feel like you do look like this? Or are you upset because you feel like you don't look like it and they just like try to trash you? Because I feel like some of the people may be drawing, maybe going for that, you know? There's good and bad in everything, right? That's funny. That is funny. Oh, I was like, should I get some scissors? But I got this. Please let all the pieces be there. This is where we're gonna be in outer space, y'all. Does it come with a? Oh, it does. This is my favorite part. I don't actively really look at this. Like when I was younger, when I would do puzzles and stuff, I didn't really get to look at the puzzle that much. Someone would be like hogging the puzzle. But I always loved the like poster piece. It does suck that it has some creases, but the poster is like the best part. When I did the Jesus puzzle, it was cool to get a puzzle or a poster. This is gonna be fun. Oh look, they have a bowling alley. It's for farms. I think I see a stromboli on the table. Just kidding. Maybe. I do see pizza, and I don't know what that pile of stuff is, and maybe that could be beer next to that. Oh, there's a mermaid treasure one. That one looks cool. I'm a big fan of like puzzles that have glitter. Alright, I'm gonna put this away. This is like the reward after you do it. Oh, let's fold it right. Okay. Whoever had this before, because there's a lot of overconsumption. So when I started doing puzzles last year on my live, I was like, I'm gonna get like thrifted puzzles. I'm not gonna go out of my way. When I was younger, I would like pay full price for these puzzles, you know, and then if you put it away or you lose a piece, it's over. But I definitely hold on a second. Okay. I was like, I'm gonna thrift puzzles because there is a lot of overconsumption. Let me actually use this for a second. There is a lot of overconsumption happening, you know, as we all know, and you're rolling the dice because if these things are already open, I'm pretty sure that's not an edge piece. It looks like it, but I don't think so. Um, some of this, like this was open. You could tell by the tape. It didn't have that fresh tape. But I have several that are like brand new that were never open, which is cool. I should have did the soccer one, the World Cup during the World Cup. Wouldn't that have made sense? Um, and I know anyone that's obsessed with the World Cup be like, right, you know. But I had to do the alien one next. But I was like, you know what? I'm going to thrift puzzles. I'm not going to be part of overconsumption because puzzles are expensive. I went to Barnes & Noble this past weekend. And I was like, what in the world? And they're pushing those Lego, like, pieces, you know? Building all these, like, barnacles and stories and crazy stuff. I'm like, who has space for all that? And you lose a couple of Legos? Like, I'm talking about you lose a puzzle piece. It's sad. Legos, all those Legos, and those things were expensive. Some of them had, like, not all of them, but some of them had heavy duty, like, you shoplift this, it's going off, you know? And I was like, holy cow. And I glanced at a couple of the prices and I was like, what's in here? Gold? Crazy. And what happens you lose one of those pieces and you're going out of your way to buy more of those? I did get into pearling beads at one point, and that was pearlers, I think. That was I still like am pretty hard on myself about like I need to maybe make some more of stuff from that because that was crazy. It makes you think you need all these things and need more colors and gotta keep going, you know? Anyways, thrifting is the key. I got a really good deal from a lady at the flea market for some of these that were open. Like this one and the other one I think were open. So I rolled the dice. Jesus was brand new. Care Bears was brand new. Um, but the only puzzle I didn't technically thrift because it was really cool was The Last Supper with Jesus. Anyways, you know, I'm gonna see what's going on in the chat, but I'll probably be more. These are starting to look like, are these edges or are you throwing me confusions? Ew. What in the world? I'm really thrown that it took away the blue from y'all, but I can kind of see maybe a perspective of why they did that. But it does make me have to look a little bit more. Oh my god, yes! I can see the membership Barbie. I thought it'd be really funny to really make Jesse have that on his name. Let me catch up, hold on. Oh, you threw him away too? Oh my gosh. You're talking about the cartoon, right? You're talking about the cartoon, right? I did a poll when I started doing the puzzles last year, and I painted like titles essentially for the puzzles. Some puzzles had titles, some of them didn't. And I was just like imagination with the title. And it ended up being like a voting system of how I was going to do puzzles next, essentially. But I didn't let anyone see what they looked like. And then I did a reveal after the next puzzle was won. After the Care Bears, I had done that with the polls. So the whole time I was doing the Care Bears, which took me a lot longer than I thought going back into puzzles because I used to love them. But all this blue, man, taught me a lesson. But it was interesting to see where people's minds went about like what a title of a puzzle essentially could be or whatever. What are you imagining? Because the UFO one was like on the bottom of the barrel until I showed it. And I was like, damn. I was like, none of y'all voted for it. There were a couple strong UFO voters. But I was like, none of y'all, like, you didn't vote for it. And then all of a sudden they see it and they're like, oh yeah, you didn't explain it right. And I'm like, yeah, okay. Go on and get Guardian of Galaxy, what? Well, thanks for stopping in, y'all. I appreciate it. I'm gonna get to puzzling. That's crazy. 500 pieces. Like, that was my rule too. Unless it was super stellar, but I still was like, nah, it has to be 1,000 plus. I do have a couple 2,000 pieces, but I don't know where I would even do that. I wouldn't have enough room here. For sure. Oh, you still don't have power at work? What up, Willis? How old are you, Willis? Yeah, 1,000 hearts for the chat. Thank you so much. Did you send 1,000 hearts? Cue the hearts! What up, Toby? What up, Trocent? Oh my gosh. Did you really count? That's crazy. Oh my gosh. Can you have a Ken Barbie sticker? That's hilarious. I thought about it yesterday when I was doing it, when I was like making them bigger. Um, I was like, yeah, it's just gonna be funny. I think you're the only. I think there's another one that was gifted a membership from Mela. Another one, another dude, but I thought it was kind of funny, like to have like the boys have the party Barbie. Funny. Give me a second. I actually saw Party Barbie at the flea market, and she was looking like she had a crazy night. I mean, it was like, did you have like the best time of your life, or was it a rough night? You know, I wasn't too sure. You're missing one piece. Was it? I'm assuming you bought this puzzle, right? Maybe it was Squeaky, but don't tell Squeaky I said that. Oh my gosh. That's insane. What up, miss? Good morning. What up, Farms? That's so crazy about the power. Yeah, I don't know what was with the hearts. But thanks for dropping some more hearts. Look, she got creative with it, y'all. I wish that YouTube would let you do something else, right? Because you only get like what? Like 4 or 5? I think it's like 4 emoji options. But people may get crazy with this, so I could see it. Oh no, bingo didn't treat you well. Are you still gonna go tomorrow? I don't know, Jesse. But I had noticed that when I was on the desktop, which I'm never on the desktop. I've been trying to proactively at least get on there once a month. So I'm like, I gotta like view things, especially like the new chapter of trying to do YouTube and stuff. Like, there's a lot more happening on the desktop, like knowledge and learning curve wise, setting wise. I think it was always like that, but even more, I'm like, oh, I was wondering where my son was. I'm like, I need light. But yeah, I think that it's an option through the chat. I don't know. But I noticed that. I was like, that was nice. Yes! Send in the Barbies! That's amazing. It's neat. I wish it was like a little bit bigger. I gotta get more creative with it. I was playing around with AI, trying to make like a Barbie version of myself. The shit don't listen. It kind of does, but you really do. Like my friend was like, you need to know how to speak to it. You need to speak its lingo. And I was like, okay. But it's true. I was like, you're right. You're right. I'm a Barbie girl in a Barbie world. Jesse was like, "Can I have a Ken for the little for the little party Barbie?" And I'm like, "No. You get party Barbie. Like that's part of it. Like a real dude, like confident in his skin, wouldn't care. Would rock that Barbie." It's hilarious. I almost did more Barbies and I was like, okay, let me slow down. But I think I'm gonna do that. Like when I go to the flea market and stuff, and then the little swap meets and thrifting, I see busted looking stuff. So I'm gonna see it as like humor now. Because when I took a picture of the Barbie, I was really just sending it to my best friend and then my best friend's mom. And and I was like, yeah, and I was like on a Barbie kick. I was like trying to learn how to like make Barbie clothes. But anyways, and I was always obsessed with Barbie. But I'm gonna look for things like that are funny for emojis essentially. Because I see different ones. Like in one little community that I like to hang out at, they have like little different like emojis and you can see kind of what's going on, but you really have to zoom in and depending on what it is. What up, Wilfie? Just had dinner. What'd you have? On the icons? On what icons? Ooh, what'd you have for breakfast, girl? Oh my god, do you? I got that in a bag at the thrift store, and the first thing I saw in the bag was this, and then the second was this. But it came with a bunch of really cool scrunchies, and I was like, oh, these are like feels like vintage scrunchies. You know what I'm talking about? But that's awesome. I haven't had the courage to put it in my hair to clip it back, but I thought it was a cool little additive, at least sitting there for now to remind me to maybe put it in my hair. That's so cool, Flower Sisters. What? Is it purple like that too? Do the emojis mean things from the thing? Are you making that up? Almost Friday Junior. Wolfie's like in the future. Oh, he isn't sleeping well. That's unfortunate. I hope that changes for him, Rim. I hope like, it catches up where he like I need to get some sleep. Do they have to can they stay back or they have to attend every single thing all the time like a boot camp? I can imagine probably so, because if you stay back all the time, they're gonna be like, no. The Dutchy Barbie girl you saw, like it's small, like the little she's fishing, but she's wearing Dutchy Dogs shirt. Yeah, I don't know where Paulie's been. He was saying his schedule. He had talked to him like a couple weeks ago, I think, and then he was saying his schedule changed. And I was like, well, you can drop in when you can. Ain't no pressure. And he mods other channels. He's like a little butterfly. But I hope he's doing well. He was supposed to go on vacation, and then I guess things changed because of life. And then he was saying his schedule changed. But shout out to Paulie. Paulie's good vibes. And Paulie almost got hidden. We laugh about God tapped me on my shoulder like, get on that desktop, Dutchy, and save Paulie. And I was glad that I did. And I hope those damn aliens didn't take him. Those little aliens that were coming in the chat for him. It's crazy. I won't even name drop. That was weird. I was like, what? But Polly is like a wealth of knowledge. A party Barbie in Australia? Well, you say put it on the Barbie, like because of barbecue, and I'm like, don't burn the Barbies. Nobody want to smell that burnt hair and plastic, and save the Barbies. KFC? What? Did you get a biscuit or not? Thanks for stopping in, Jesse, and dropping some pizza, too. I think the Barbie does well by you. I'm so done. It would be cool if you could select, but honestly, I don't know. That could get chaotic. That could. Oh, Shiraz. I like Shiraz. It does have a bite to it, but I do like Shiraz. What are y'all ladies doing today? Rim included. Oh my gosh, it was a vibe, girl. She was like, these need to be purple. Yes, and to go with your hair. That's amazing. We're like flower clip sisters. That's actually really cool, though. I love that. Oh, you punched the Barbie icon? No way. Oh, the hearts? It sends extras? Like what, after you're done sending? It's like we're actually going to throw some more out there. Oh, they sent a picture of him and you were like, oh, he looked alone. What up, Chewy? Chewbacca! Did you see that Bigfoot? Is that why you came in here? You saw it? Chewbacca. Yeah, it could have been the algorithm. Maybe that too. Oh. That's a no. Yeah. Hit him! Got him! What up? Damn. Finish him! Just kidding. I seen her roll in. I was like, oh, I'm caught up. I seen her roll in. I was like, well, damn. Well, damn. Well, damn. That's hilarious. That's your boy, Chewbacca? What up, Paul? We were talking about Polly, but where have you been too? I hope you know you are always welcome here. That never changed. I think people just get sketched out and it's the internet and whatever, but I hope those flowers are treating you well and you are still creating as always. Yeah, the nut has been hidden. Wazam! That was funny. It was like boom, boom, boom. I'm like, this is the same person, right? It's crazy. That's how I know we're synced in here too. It was like, I look as I am. Literally. Miss got him first, I think, and hit him with the timeout. I'm like, nah, he gotta go. That's a no. Literally, Miss was like, started the motion, and then the rest was signed and sealed to the fucking train station. Just a furry? Oh my gosh. I don't know about that guy. I don't know. Aliens, I feel all differently about Bigfoot. I'm still a little confused, but I think it's more like mystical, magical than what meets the eye, and that's why there's not like a lot more on it said than aliens, but aliens were like that for a long time, so I don't know. Don't know. Yeah, like, go ahead and go on get with the poo talk. Ain't got time for that, Pooh Bear. Hilarious. Yeah, I'm like, no. And what does that scream? You're not an adult. And what does that say for me? You gotta go. No. That's part of my opening when I'm physically living, and I'm like, nope. Yep, that's a no. You need to be an adult, and you need to be a good human. If you are having an off day, which can be valid at times, a lot of the times, well, we don't go around throwing poo, talking shit to people, especially people that offer good vibes, mass majority of the time overall. That's important. You need to take a moment back. Then you do that. But good vibes. They're important. They're important. And it's crazy because, it's like, you would not like, no one thinks about how you would like, if we're more actively aware of this, like, if you don't, I'll leave these out here. If you wouldn't like to be treated that way, then don't treat others that way. And delivery is key. You know what I mean? You know what I mean? It's a SUV? Yeah, I don't know. I'm not a huge movie person. Because that's the thing. I don't want to feel like I wasted a bunch of time. Yeah, well, it's like weird. You say be a good human and then it becomes not that, It's an unfortunate thing. It's like the common thing of common sense is not as common as we would think. You know? Yeah, we'll throw dirt, just not poo. Yeah, the cow patties are like different, but still gross. Oh my gosh, she's like, once. Mrs. like, once, okay, y'all, once. And I'm like, no, I'm just kidding. I would never. That. You were like, it was a time to be remembered. That's funny. I'm so done. Where's Maddie at? Maddie and I had a whole discussion about dog shit one morning. And he was like, this is what we're doing in this live, Dutchie. And I'm like, yeah, talking about dog shit. It's fine. I mean, come on. Like, we're all humans. Everyone shits and farts. Me, women are a little bit more, like, women-y about it. But we still fucking do it. We all do it. Yeah, but you come in here and you got a whole monologue of poop slinging. I don't know. It could get lost, and you could be off to the train station, your own little shit box, and Bama's got it ready to go. Doesn't know. I'm done. Hold on. The dogs are funny. What up, Tom? So, Tom, look. Yesterday, we were like, the FBI's on your ass. And it was like changing Tom's name in the chat. Like it was removing the wrench. You know how you all see it this morning. It changed the colors and it just has the little wrench on it. But he started like the motion in my chat with it. I was like, are y'all seeing that? Like his name was bolder too. So it was like happening as the chat was happening. It was interesting. And now, look, he a trendsetter, y'all. I was like, I had deja vu too, Trosen. I was like, Ram, you were just talking about cow patties like a couple weeks ago. He's like living in that moment. It's like the question, what is like one of your fondest childhood memories, He's like, cow patties. With his Australian accent, though. So, however they say cow patties. That's your homework, Rim. Make a video of you saying cow patties. And maybe a couple other funny things from the chat. Or whatever you want. How's it going, Tommy Pickles? Chewy, how old were you and what was your astrology sign? An excellent track, Tom. This is a dog channel, so poo does happen, farms. You know, it happens. And if you got a freaking dog, and even if you don't, and maybe you did before, you know you're gonna be cleaning up dog poop. And you gonna maybe you don't, you got your own place and you don't clean it up. I don't know, but you're putting your hands in dog poop with a bag on it. and you know, hopefully the bag don't rip. That's always the goal, right? Just changing subject. She's like, I ain't trying to get banned, you know? She's like, I got a poo record. I'm so done. Oh my gosh. And we'll just stick to the nice juice, you know? It doesn't make it any less gross. You know, I use cow manure in my raised beds. And back here with the creek, I don't even know what this is. It's like part of like a lake. There's an opening on the other side and it will bring water in at times, but most of the time it doesn't. Something's going on in there. So it's relying on rain essentially to fill up. And when it's not in the drier months, it's actually filled all the way around. It's pretty cool. But it's like cow manure. I was out there feeding the birds this morning and it's so dried up. They were like out there and I felt bad at one point. They weren't not cutting out there. So like it was hard for them to navigate through and that can be kind of dangerous for them in wildlife for obvious reasons. So I like will meet them out there. But oh my God, it smells so bad. I was like, ugh, and it's squishy, you know, and I wear my rain boots out there. Like I'm always wearing my water boots out there. But ugh, gross. Yeah, I lived on a farm at one point, and there were cows on the other side, and it was by like a creek, and we'd go down there and we'd invite friends over and stuff, like literally throwing cow patties. So I think cow patties resonate with me too, you know? Funny. We're the Dutchy dogs. Y'all the dogs. But are we cow patties? I don't know. I feel like I don't want to be called shit. But we're like cool as shit. You know what I mean? You're like, no. Tom wears multiple hats though. How old y'all in today? Like just today or I think the ages could fluctuate a little bit. Oh, another Libra. I couldn't remember that. Look at you, Tristan. Good job. So you're about to be 38, Chewy. That's a good title, Tom. Turn wrenches, burn rods, and talk shit all day. Yeehaw! Oh, I don't do I'm the unemployed because you do so much shit, miss. So maybe on a government society standpoint, But that, absolutely not. I was like, do I comment on that? And I was like, you should definitely be tooting your own horns, because I know that you keep that house moving the way that it does. So you may not have said whatever from society calling it that, but that does not mean you don't bust your little behind over there. So make sure you give yourself credit where it's due. Yeah, hopefully he does give you extra points in the interview. Does it fill up entirely, Rim? Like, do you get like waterfront? Tom is a hard worker, and so are you, miss. You live right next to Cal's, Tristan? That's cool. You been checking out them patties or what? Tom also cut trees, though. The dog pound, no. Oh, Chewy's like, I need to know. I need an ID check. I need a verification check. He's waiting for it, y'all. You rather get cow patty than hair? I mean, gum in your hair? I don't know. My palm's itching. Y'all know what that means. I'm like, I don't know. I don't know. That's a tough one. I mean, how embedded is the bubble gum? Because you know bubble gum does get a little crazy in there. But is it like up here where I gotta like I'm gonna have to do a crazy cut? Which I shouldn't even be asking that, because I know Rim's gonna paint a picture of like, oh yeah, it's like where you gotta shave your head like Brittany. See, look, side gig, but you're still a hustler. So definitely give yourself credit where it's due. And that's cool. That's the universe, like, here. Giving you some lunch money, some bill money, like also maybe connect and have conversations with said loved ones, and talk about things, and that can flourish into other stuff, while you still pour in your own cup and start and still feel good about yourself. So those sound like blessings. And sometimes when things come along, like projects and stuff, or like gigs, and you're like trying to maybe even like, should I do this or whatever, I feel like every opportunity you don't take, you miss, or every shot you don't take, you miss. And sometimes it's like feels like pressure too, like especially when you're in your own routine and you are like holding down a fort essentially, like you're like, can I step away from the fort to do this? And if it's leaning more towards pros than cons, then we should go with that. It just depends on the way out, obviously. Yeah, Miss goes over there and cuts Rim's hair. Oh yeah, the female touch is real. Like that's why we're like, do not do not sell yourself short, because that's a lot of fucking work. Like, period. To take care of a place and then to essentially take after people as well. Because I didn't know that about your father. So to add that on, knowing that may not be a situation where you get a lot of help from because of obvious reasons that you know of. So, and still making sure that you have like a good like happy medium where you don't go crazy feeling like you have to do all these things, and if you don't do it, it's not going to get done, and then you stress out, because remember, it always gets done, you know especially when you are that type of individual too, to like take on more than you should at times. Like, it always will get done. I try to tell myself when I pile on thick, I'm like, if something's not going to crumble, and you can't live like this because then you may not do shit, but you know what I mean. If it's not going to fall apart entirely because I don't get this done today, but I would manage to do all these other things, and I'm going to be okay, you know? And then you get it on because I get it done. And I feel like sometimes it's all about timing as well. Because if you're extremely tired by packing on all these things and then you try to pack on something else, how good is it going to be when you do that other thing? Like, are you half-assing in it now, or you're just trying to get it done, or you just need a break? And it was like, you got to call it sometimes too, because I feel like sometimes you don't. And I'm not saying just you, like even myself and humans in general, because I know sometimes I need to be calling it. And I'm like, okay, learning that recipe, and also once again reminding myself, like, if it's not going to destroy something and fall apart entirely because it's not done in this said moment, because it's about like humans want to have like control of that routine as well, and we don't have control of shit. So we try to, and sometimes it works out in our favors, but there's times where it doesn't work out, and what do we learn from that is what I ask myself, at least. Ta-da! Yeah, maybe he's born with it. Maybe it's cow patties. Cow patty diagnosis. I wouldn't say that my channel is filled. I'm behind the chat, if that's not obvious. I don't know where I'm at. I wouldn't say that it's like filled with astrology, but it is very telling for me as I meet people. I dive in on thoughts and feelings from time to time and stuff, but I respect people's like views and how they may not feel the same way or experience XYZ of where I feel this aligns for me. But I sprinkle my stuff in, and I personally just like, even if you are like, so what, I'm this sign, that means nothing to me. But to me, it's like, oh, okay, this helps me, like, just like align where characteristics align sometimes, or where people may be more aware or not of said star signs. But my spirituality is a huge thing in my world, but I don't go throwing it on to everyone. But when they come into the chat and we're talking all the time, I always want to make sure they're an adult. And then star sign is like fun for me because it's kind of telling, where do you lie with it, what is your characteristics, your energy, so to speak, and then go from there. It's like not building rapport, but it's a good food for thought for myself. Yeah, do you have any fish in there? Or do they go too because it dries up? Um, Mrs. Simba and Mr. Simba, they're Libras. Davy's a Libra. Um, there's several Libras. There's a lot more Virgos though. I will say that. Got some Lions. Definitely got some Geminis for sure. Shout out to Farms because she is holding down the tier of like how awesome Geminis can be. And Fraggle. Fraggle's awesome. Yeah, no, it's a mix, but I do see more common signs. But I get all the signs if people are being honest about it, you know. But there is like, I do see a trend. Then there are other Libras. I just unfortunately can't think of it currently. Oh, there was one that got terminated. We won't talk about that. 4K is a Libra. There's a couple others. You never look like a troll, for sure. But I'm glad that you feel like confident in where you move forward in this chapter. So that's important. You should feel like good in your own skin, whatever that provides, whatever that means, you know. Because as humans, if we're like beating ourselves up, that's how we will feel about ourselves, you know. But I'm glad that like you do feel like, okay, I do deserve to be outside the house. Because you do. We can learn a lot in a cocoon, but we are also butterflies, and we need to get the fuck out of the cocoon, fly the fuck around, hang out some flowers, learn some things, chill, and then you can go cocoon again. That's fine, but you need to remember you're a butterfly, and you will be leaving that cocoon again, and then it will be the circle of life. It keeps happening, you know? It's okay to be a hermit in a cocoon at times. It's just too much of anything is too much, you know? Like, even myself, like, I enjoy cocooning, but I also like getting the fuck out there, you know? There's sometimes where I'm just like, oh, no, we're done here. change of scenery, and then you come back full force, and you appreciate your home more, and you appreciate what you crafted of your home, you know? Most definitely. Change of scenery is good for the brain. That is so true, Zom. That's why I always say physical can only go so far. It's like soul work. You may meet someone and think they look like an attractive person at first, and then you meet them and they're a fucking literal troll. So, and then it's like, damn. Or you have more exchanges with them and you learn they are a troll, and then you probably, that fades on like thinking that they're an attractive looking person. Because attraction can lie with so many different things, you know? Like, attraction can be built off of a personality or funny remarks or like soul stuff. Because at the end of the day, we move forward and we strip this skin that we're wearing like aliens, and none of that mattered, you know? I think sometimes that's easier said than done, but it's so true. Like, I'm constantly like, keep prepping your soul for what I think is the afterlife, the heavens, you know, and that's important to me, keep myself in check. But to also know that there's so many good souls out there that, like, because we live in this world of like materialistic and plastic surgery and face redos and all the things, we're all lost of like, am I ugly, you know? And at the same time, like, when you feel that way about yourself, even people that go and get all those things done end up coming out and want more done because they still feel ugly. So what is that telling me? Is not working, you know? But soul stuff is always important because someone will always remember a good soul. They're not going to remember that XYZ was different about you, or like this and that and this and that. They're going to remember the soul, you know? That's for sure. I never judge a book by its cover. I'm like, I start learning things and I'm like, oh, this is where we lie, you know? But I definitely am never like, oh, this is what you look like. I'm good. No, that's fucking nuts, you know? And it's sad that people are like that though, you know? Super sad. The world is a cold place. But not every human's for every human, you know? And I think how you treat others too is how it comes back to you. You posted that where? Ram on your community? Maybelline? Maybe it's Maybelline. Is that what you're talking about? What up? Mindset? Hey, girl. Ooh, enchiladas. That sounds so good. Girl, you gotta be letting me know. You know I'll roll up. I bring some extra stuff for the potluck. Oh, me and Farms live down the street from each other. That is 100% what would be going on. 100%. I'm like, I know you make bomb ass biscuits, but can I bring you something else? I'm like, I'll bring all the things. Y'all, I haven't even dug out any pieces really. It's okay. It's okay. No pressure. No pressure. I'm enjoying the chat. I do need a water break soon. Oh yeah, woodwork. That's cool. You know, it's really crazy that you say that about a treehouse, because yesterday I was going through some of my old journals and stuff, talking to Miss about journals, I was like going through some of my old journals, and I felt gravitated to go to this one journal specifically, and it was where I was really trying to write my dreams down. And it was interesting that I found that, no coincidences, but I thought it was interesting that I found it because I've been having some wild dreams the last few nights. Like, I'm talking about wild. Like, I feel like I'm like in a circus, like quite literally in these dreams. Off the wall shit I'm seeing, but I was like, I should start writing my dreams down again. And I pulled out this journal. No coincidences once again. I pulled out this journal, and it was when I was trying to actively record dreams like consistently, and like you could tell that my mind was really trying to remember these dreams more because I was doing this journal. Well, one of the things was talking about tree houses, and I stopped and I was like, treehouse, interesting. And when I lived at my old house, like, I don't even know, 10-ish years ago, a little bit longer, but when I lived there, there was like this opposite way you could go, and I enjoyed driving the back roads in my old car, and there was a house that had a tree house, and I would see it all the time. But I don't remember what that dream was about. I didn't detail, like, write that dream out. I was just doing symbolic stuff when I was writing this stuff. So I saw, so if I go back to dream journaling, I need to be a little bit more detailed. But I thought that was interesting. The full circle real quick. I was like, what? So it must be something about the treehouse. Oh, yeah, look at Farm dropping her toes in. That look the dog one, both of them together. My boys look like a little like mugshot or something. You're a typical Libra. Do you use your scale? Okay, Rem. How's it going, mindset? I'm behind the chat. I think I'm getting closer. You release a bunch of frogs? Oh my gosh, they get crazy out here. Like, you have a whole, like, I would never, I do have a light that plays nature sounds, and I think there's like a frog setting on there. Like, I vaguely remember it, but it has different ones. And I don't even need it when the frogs are out here, man. They're ripping it. You're ripping it. All they need is some cow patties. On top of a pyramid? What do you mean? Oh, because of the Gemini thing? No, you set the bar. You've set the bar, and I appreciate it. I was like, what are you talking about, girl? You a superstar. Yeah. You gotta tap into your cusp. Like, I've definitely been doing more of that the last several years, because it is very telling if you're a cusp. Because if you're thinking you're full on this and you do follow this stuff a little bit, and you learn your cusp, it was life changing for me, because I was like, whoa. Like, I think about all these experiences that I had, not tapping into that side of me, and then all the experience I had thinking that I was like the strongest like bull. I'm still strong bull. Strong like bull. Forever. But my decision making, my like creativity a lot, like my like spontaneous comes a lot more from the twins, for sure. Makes more sense. Taurus they're bendable, but not entirely. So I see the battle there. I remember I met this guy, and he was like telling me, actually a really sweet person. It's like a different story for a different day, but he was we got in a conversation, and he ended up asking me my star sign first, and I was like, this is gonna be cool, you know. And he was like, yeah, I'm a Gemini, and his husband was a Taurus. And I was like, oh shit. And I was like, I'm a Taurus too. And he was like, yeah, y'all don't bend. And I was like, it's true. But my Gemini side, I'm like, it's more flexible. Like, especially as I get wiser on my journey, and I'm at peace with myself, and like, you have to be your own best friend, because that's how you like get others to treat you the way you want to be treated as well, is like you're aware of what you want, friendship wise, relationship wise, like family wise, like life wise. Like you're more aware of things because of, I feel like, with how things align in the stars, but also hold on, the type of energy or maybe even hurdles sometimes that you go through, they're explained more, I feel like, at times, because of how we're reacting to things. Because every star sign has characteristics, of course, and some of them are similar, but some of them aren't. And you can tell, like, the balances between people. And then even, like I said, personally, like, seeing the balances of, like, what I experience, like, thinking I'm, like, super duper Taurus. I'm actually not. So it's like, it was a full circle moment for me. It was like, aha. But meanwhile, I spent a lot of time being around Geminis that I didn't have the best experiences with. So I started feeling like, not against Geminis, because I always say that, like, every star sign is different and we all have something to bring to the table. So even when I don't completely mesh with some people entirely, and Gemini happens to not be one of them, I've just had experiences with them that weren't the greatest, but that's a human thing, you know? But honing in on common characteristics, because there are those, like, and I feel like when you're more open to, like, learning something or taking note of things, like, it starts to make more sense with how you may, hold on a second, you may deal with, like, experiences. Give me a second. Or deal with people. And it's been, like, honestly, like, it saves me on the headaches. I'll say that much too. Because I'm like, oh, this is what this is. I still will once again give people the benefit of the doubt. Because if you're not aware of something either, and you're just going around doing this, like, your whole life, or, like, you're not seeing common trends, or, like, understanding your personality or the people's personalities around you, then you're just, like, you're just going through life, which is whatever. But I feel like when you're more aware, once again, like, the navigation process is different. Okay. Sorry. What is that, Farms? The detox stuff? I don't know. Deer tastes gamey to me, so y'all can have my burger. If Tom even made me one. 13 is one of my fave numbers too. And people get eerie feelings about it, but it's almost like the death card of the tarot deck. It doesn't mean that you're done, you know? It can mean an ending or a new beginning. I cannot, Tom. Oh, I didn't know she said that because of the tag. Maybe I'm slow too. I was like, wait, what? Oh, yeah. That's hilarious. Is that? It says 11:11. Yeah, Farms is a beast in the kitchen. Numberology is very telling, though. I do have my little angel number book, and I'm definitely a flipper in that thing. Oh no! What faith am I, William? Like religion? Yeah, is that what you and Jesse are up to, Rim? Oh, can you imagine farms? Everyone be showing up with a potluck. Oh, it'd be so much fun. We would all have so much fun. Have board game night. We could have planning classes. I won't be here for taking out the animals, y'all. We'll step on that side. But we could go fishing, crafting, journal night, poetry night, dream night. Endless. And you know we're going to have some fucking s'mores. Come on now. Yeah, I've done the dream journal. I'm behind though, so I don't know. I don't want to like answer stuff that I've already blabbed on for like however long. I'm like, yeah, but I did the journal. I need to go back to the journal is the thing though. So I think that was like the reminder there. Post the picture. I thought you posted the picture. I haven't been to the community in a few days. I thought you posted the picture of you and the banana. Rim. The occasional squirrel, I cannot. The squirrels on the streets, like, don't go to farms. Should bust the cat. Don't go. Oh, thanks for stopping in, Mindset. You're probably gone, but thank you. Thanks for stopping in, girl. Good vibes. Is bendable a good thing in this world? Yes and no, but you have to, I feel like personally, you need to have like room for growth. If you're always stuck in your fucking ways and there's no room for like much growth, there's some things you can be like confident about and provide that with like success and what you know you bring to the table. But I also think that like sometimes that if we're so stuck in our own ways, someone may provide a different way for us that could have been easier all along. Or it could also be like a change of perspective once again of like learning that your way doesn't have to be wrong, but neither does the other person. They could provide like a lesson involved in it, or having flexibility because it, trying new things that comes about because like you're bendable, you don't know what it may offer, and you're shooting your shot and see what brings to the table, and maybe you learn you don't want to go back, and maybe you learn you're so fucking glad you did. Never know. Yeah, you're a Leo, William. How old are you, William? Oh my gosh, what was it like when they peed on the fence? Did you see zapping? Oh, thanks for stopping in, Paul. I appreciate it. I hope you have a kick-ass day. You threw me with the YouTube's throwing me with the blue being gone still, but you threw me with the name a little bit. But I saw you change that a couple weeks ago, I think. But then the profile picture. Thanks for stopping in. What up, Maddie? Did you see the fucking puzzle or not? I've like touched like 10 pieces, but I'm chatting with the peeps, you know? But yeah, you and Tom, did you see the fucking puzzle or not? Come on now. That's me in the corner. That's me in the spotlight, losing my religion. Quite literally. Oh, good lord. If that song gets in my fucking head, that's hilarious. As soon as I read that, it was like, insert tune here. That's me in the corner. I cannot. What? That's crazy. You know, they get coyotes. Thanks, Angela. They get coyotes. Coyotes. They go and cage them. They trap them. And then they go drop them off in the country. It's wild. So then the country people are just like having to deal with this. It is really sad. They destroy a lot of fucking things. I seen one when I first moved in. I've seen several, but I remember one specifically when I first moved in here. I was sitting at this window, and literally, this shit was bald. Had like one little like patch of hair because it had mange or something for sure. Oh my god, what a creepy crawler! He almost looked like a Looney Tune coyote, but worse. Like a little like crackhead coyote, and literally a little patch of fur. I was mortified. This thing looked me right in the eye through the window, and I was like, oh my god, if that's not the devil's product right there. Because why do we need coyotes? That's another thing of like spiritual tick for tat here. Something good was created, something bad's created. Something good's created, and then something bad's created. It's like coyotes are unnecessary. There's other things in the ecosystem that can take care of things. Those are not it. And fire ants, for sure. S'mores all day! Oh my gosh, we would be s'mored out, but it's okay. Oh my gosh, Farms, I thought of you, and I put it on my grocery list. I'm a little upset that I didn't think about it last weekend, but I was thinking about like random like sweets and recipes, and I was like almost buying like a bunch of junk food on Amazon last night, and I was like, no. But then in the mix of looking for this shit, like random stuff, I saw Muddy Buddies, and I was like, oh my gosh, but we used to call it like puppy chow or something. But essentially Muddy Buddies, I believe. I'm like thinking about it. I'm like, I think it was called like puppy chow. But I ended up like Googling the recipe because I was like, oh, I could just make this, obviously. But yes, I thought of you because I was like, I wonder if she's ever made Muddy Buddies, like, or puppy chow or whatever it's called. The country people, I think, call it puppy chow. I was like, what? But when I looked it up on Amazon, oh my gosh, I was like, you could get a decent bag, but they're small, and for me that makes no sense because I will devour it in like 5 seconds. But they had some crazy flavors and crazy prices, and I was like, oh, I'll be making my own. That's a no for me. Because once again, if it was like a big bag and it was like worth the price, then okay, I would maybe do that over like making it, but it is more rewarding to make it, and then that means I can like do it up on the peanut butter and chocolate. I'm not getting skimmed, you know? Crazy the prices. I was like, what the hell are these Muddy Buddies? Insane. When I used to like do like events with like my girlfriends and stuff and bring us all together and have like little like I don't know, have fun, sometimes get trash parties, I would always do like trail mix type things. And Muddy Buddies, puppy chow is essentially one thing I've done before. And I forgot about it because I haven't done it in years. And I was like, wow. And I always love making random fucking trail mix. So like different fucking things. Or making random stuff. But I also thought about that recently because I saw there was a fudge recipe on my condensed milk. And I'm like, I think I want to make some fudge. So it came full circle the Muddy Buddies. Because I feel like Muddy Buddies are like not fudge. But they're so good. So good. He's like, I'm just doing what they taught me. That's a song that I have on one of my playlists. It's actually a pretty good song. That is irritating, farms. Especially taking out your livestock. That's, even if I didn't have an HOA, I would be concerned about that back here. Because at night, I've seen some wild shit out here. It's so dark. So dark. Can only imagine. And that's what ended up happening with my Muscovy when she laid her eggs. They fucking shoot her out of here. They came looking for her. It was awful. Maddie, provide me the blue. And then I might show the puzzle. You're watching on your TV, Grown? What up? Lights do help. I ended up setting up these bright ass solar lights that I have, like right where she was nesting, so at least she could know, but not blinding her. But it definitely helped. And then I had set up a new camera in the back, and that helped too. It shooed them away a few times, but they ended up getting pretty ballsy and they tried to attack her or something. Thankfully she was okay, but she ended up abandoning the nest. It's pretty fucking sad. Thanks, Angela. I'm so behind. Or maybe I'm getting caught up. We shall see. How'd you find us, Angela? Scrolling on through. Yeah, when you drop them, they usually don't get up. It had fucking mange, Tom. This shit was wild. Stop me in my fucking tracks. Like, literally, this is when I like had like a desk job essentially. So I was sitting here on my desk, and I'm like literally looking out. Like the window was like my piece away from like work, you know, sitting here, and I literally look out, and this shit like is walking, and then turns and look at me like, "What up?" And I was like, oh my God, you're the ugliest thing I've ever saw. And you're 100% a coyote. Like, what the fuck? Crazy. Crazy. I was like, this is insane. I was like, you better go on and get. For sure. I seen one walking the pups in the morning one morning. Oh, this thing, he jetted on by. He looked at us. He had a moment. And you really do have to stand your guard with them because they sense fear. Like, they're just like dogs, you know? They sense fear. So you act like a little wimp, they may act on that. Like, it's definitely crazy. I'm like, oh, hell no, I'll start swinging. Definitely if my babies are involved. Oh, my God. Absolutely not. But I go on. I have a video of one back here, too, when they weren't maintaining the shit. Sitting there just lurking around in the back because there's a little cubby hole too in the far back that opens up, but those people behind have all these chickens and stuff, so you can imagine they're like fighting off the falcons and the hawks and eagles, all the things, and then you literally have the coyotes too. Insane. Yeah, puppy chow. I was like, puppy chow, right? Yes. What up, Baker? You eat some puppy chow? Yeah, stop scaring Miss. He's like, boo! And she's like, oh my goodness. The Care Bears, yes. And I also forgot to point out this little dreamsicle. He's like tucked in. Or maybe she, I don't really know, is like tucked in. But I think I was at 9. I hope the day's treating you well so far, Baker. Keep healing. Welcome back, Groom. Yeah, how old are you, William? One shot, one opportunity. Yeah, Tom be getting them tree rats. Tom was saying that literally the tree rats see his truck and they go on and get. Rice with yogurt, like tapioca? Oh my gosh, I really wanted a boba tea this weekend. And I can make boba tea by myself, but there's this one place that I have gone to for like 15 years, right? And I went to get some boba tea and I was super fucking excited because they do it up. Because the last other places that I have tried, because I do love boba tea, it's not worth the money, and I can do all this at home, you know? It's like the bag for the powder is the most expensive part, but you can make so many drinks from it. So by the time you go out to these places, XYZ amount of time, you still have a leftover bag full of shit at home, and then you just buy the boba. But I was so excited because they do it up and they add like the extra powder. They're not skimping you on it, which is like key to me. And I've seen that family for years. It's insane. Like, the guy was so sweet to me all the time. The grandma did it up. Shout out to grandma in the back because she was always doing it up. And then they had pastries. So I'm like, I'm getting some fucking pastries. I'm getting my fucking boba. This is going to be awesome. I pull up, that shit is gone. Gone. I literally had to sit there. I almost dropped a couple tears, y'all. I was being a little emotional about it because I was like, damn, like I would have supported you guys hard before you left. And I Googled it and saw confirmation of it. And it was sad. 35 years they were there. I was like, damn. And nobody in their family wanted to like pick it up. So I was like, damn. They had a whole Facebook post about it. And I was like, oh my gosh. So sad. So now I still have to go buy my powder, which is fine. It was a sign, but I would support them. Like I like supporting like businesses that are actually really busting their ass to make ends meet, or they've done this for a while, or even small businesses. That's where I like still like to get back in the world and stuff, because you start out small. You always start out small, and then you grow, you know, and you get clientele and regulars and etc. But that was really sad. I was like, damn. I'm so sad. And I went to the market the week before, I believe. The week before, and I'm like in there and I'm like staring at the bag, the powder stuff. Then I'm like, I should just get it, you know? And I'm like, I was like, no, because it is $20, at least $20, depending on the powder that you get. It's a pretty big bag though, once again. So it's gonna last you for a while. Unless you're slinging this shit out like 30 times a day. Like, and even then that's a lot. But like, it's a big ass bag. You're not gonna use all that. And it's still worth it in the long run. Like, I do that. I do the math of things sometimes. Instead of being impulsive, I'm like, do the math of that. You go and buy that drink, and I who knows what their price was before they closed, because they closed a couple years ago apparently, and I was like, damn. I was even more sad that I hadn't been there in a couple years. But every time I went, I bought so many pastries, it was insane, and sometimes they would have deals, so it made it like worse. But yeah, I was like, damn, I went to the market the week before and I should have got it. But then I probably wouldn't have known about them closing. So everything happens for a reason, I guess. But I'm so upset. They had some closeout deals too. I'm like, fuck, I could have loaded it up. Crazy. Jesse like gave me trauma. I'm just kidding. Yeah, the sign says, did you see the aliens? And I'm behind. I'm not going back on the dreams currently. Maybe I'm gonna be caught up, but I'm also not sure I have digested what I've seen in my dreams, and I'm actually trying to been plunging it for my brain because some of it's just like people that I don't want to ever see again, and like there was a lot. There was a lot. I don't even know. Still digesting that, to be honest, because it was like back to back days. Yesterday was like more, like last night was like more. I don't know. I only remember a couple things, but the last two nights before that, like it was just bananas. Too much. Too much. Yeah. I thanks farms because I was like I saw that coming, and then the dots it's like different than Jesse, you know. In his eye? An egg omelet? That sounds good. Hold on. I'm gonna go get some juice. Hold on.
Hold on, y'all.
Ta-da! I'm gonna scroll through because I know I didn't finish the chat. I'll be here until 2090. Maybe not, but shout out to all my peeps that came in this morning. I appreciate you. I got no puzzle pieces done because of the chat being so awesome. So, and I mean that. I'm being funny, but I also mean that. So, I appreciate y'all. As always, because you keep me coming back. I had a bunch of stuff done. Took the dogs out too. Fed myself. And here I am. I got it. I may restart the chat. I don't know if anyone's still in here. I'm gonna maybe restart the chat. Okay. BRB.